Do we start it the regular way?
Hello.
I'm gonna go. So Dan finally got me to see a Minions movie.
And it was the greatest one ever made.
I mean, it's the only one I've ever seen. I'll believe you.
It's pretty good.
It was something.
It was great.
Why don't you tell the world why you love Minions? Explain Minions.
I mean, they're just fun, cute little yellow pills. They have a slapstick humor to them that is just enjoyable.
It's fascinating as someone who that is not a brand of humor that like makes me giggle to sit in an audience that it does. And I really thought it was going to be like me solo with a bunch of children. And I stood very corrected. There was like a trio of women who were on a girls' night. And I was like, okay, very different than how I run my girls' night, but to each your own. Everyone in the theater had a laugh out loud good time. I've seen it.
It's fun.
The whole purpose of us doing this mini episode in between our regularly scheduled programming is because this Minions in particular is very much based on film history.
It is old Hollywood. I think I mentioned in my half recommendation of it is that it is a love letter to old Hollywood. And there is a lot. Even if you're a passive film nerd, you're going to at least catch something somewhere. And I do have listed a bunch of references.
I almost mid-movie and I was like, I wish I would have brought a notebook. Also, fun random side story while we're jumping in. I went at 1:30 in the afternoon thinking, this will I'll be the only one in the theater. It's been out for a hot minute.
No.
Sold out. And I got to the theater a couple minutes late because I wanted a coffee and our theater's espresso machine was closed. And I was like, all right, fine. So I go into the theater, coffeeless. Someone is in my seat.
Oh.
And I was like, all right, I'm going to sit in this empty seat because I can't get over there. It was a weird theater where it was only like one row up. I'd have to walk past everybody to get to my non-seat. I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to sit here. It's another solo seat. I don't think anybody's coming. I'm late. Nope, they did.
Always.
They showed up.
Everyone showed up.
So then I had to move into the like reserved handicap seat, which made me feel very bad. Because I was like, I'm not supposed to be here. I don't know who was in the theater that didn't buy a ticket, but like someone was because all the seats were full.
Yeah, you should be supporting the Minions.
I did. Someone else did not. But it was Minion Mayhem. I have not sat in a theater like that in a long time. But yes, so I was like, I should have brought a notebook for all of the references because I think every frame is a reference.
Almost every frame is a reference. Is there something, at least right away, that like jumped off the page to be like, oh, I know this thing. I know the snow globe. I've seen it.
That doesn't ring. The first one that like I was looking for them because I kind of knew that that's what we were doing. The house falling.
Yes.
That's what, Charlie Chaplin?
So that is Buster Keaton.
There we go.
It is a movie called Steamboat Bill Jr.
Fantastic.
Is where it came from. And it is, I mean, we grew up where like that has been referenced a lot.
Yeah.
They even did it in a Jackass movie.
Yes.
Yeah. It's something that like has become almost a trope. I mean, at the time is like watching that stunt is just phenomenal. Like the Minions have been, like I mentioned, like it's a slapstick humor. It is something akin to like Looney Tunes, to Disney cartoons, which also then dates back, and what they're referencing a lot is like the three big silent film stars that like brought upon slapstick humor. So we had Buster Keaton, Charlie Chaplin, and Harold Lloyd.
Nice.
Yeah. So Harold Lloyd, you may have noticed the hanging clock one.
Yes.
That is Harold Lloyd. That is from the movie Safety Last.
It also sort of felt like it went in order of film history. We really do go through from like silent movies to obviously the talkies happening.
Yeah. And it's very much like a singing in the rain moment. Literally, that's what the movie is about, singing in the rain. And for them to like highly reference that, oh, these Minions are like fantastic silent film actors, which makes sense. Like if they're referencing the silent film stars and then they make that transition and you realize, oh, no one understands what they're saying.
It's very much like a Singing in the Rain thing, but then it cuts to basically Casablanca. I believe she like calls him Humphrey.
Yes. And did you notice what her name is?
No.
If you look at the cue cards, it says Mary, which refers to Mary Astor. So
Mary Astor.
So Mary Astor was actually the damsel in The Maltese Falcon.
We're smushing a bunch of references.
It is a lot
here.
of different references in there. So like when he's the Dick Detective, he is supposed to be Humphrey Bogart. In
Dick Richard.
Yes, in The Maltese Falcon. But also you had like a lot of Casablanca references as well.
Lots of
I mean,
Casablanca
it is Bogey, so you're going to get Casablanca in there as well, but you definitely probably notice they had the piano inside the screening room.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, Sam, play it again. And he plays what is now the...
A Kiss is Still a Kiss.
Yep. As Time Goes By.
Yeah. The proper title.
Yes. Which we now know as the intro to the Warner Brothers logo. Do 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 do.
Oh.
Do 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 do.
Yeah, it cuts just before you would like.
That's it.
Huh.
I know this because since I was a Warner Brothers tour guide, we had like a montage video of like, these are Warner Brothers titles that we've made here.
Yeah.
And that's how it started, was like Play It Again, Sam. He would start playing the song, and then the song would then blend into what is the fanfare for Warner Brothers.
That makes sense. The thing that I've realized about these movies, I will say like, oh, I wish we had movies like we did when we were kids where there were jokes for adults and for kids. I was like, oh, there's actually a lot of adults, like smart humored jokes for adults thrown in. And a very like one-off thing that I don't think anyone noticed but me, because I was like, yes, out loud in the theater by myself, was when the minions are leaving after they've been fired. And it's like,
yeah,
goodbye, Quentin. Goodbye, Steve. Goodbye, Frederico. Like, those are all directors' names.
Yep.
And I was like, that's brilliant.
It's so good.
I was waiting for a goodbye, Greta, and then I realized the minions are men.
Yeah.
So that wasn't going to happen. But I was like, oh, that actually is quite fitting with like the state of things.
And I know we're not going to catch all of the references, but the moment where they're like walking out of the factory is a reference to workers leaving the Luminaire factory.
Oh.
And there's a lot of like short films as well. So like there's the train arriving to the platform.
Yes. The runaway train is its own whole shtick.
Yep. Which references the Great Train Robbery and the story of the Kelly Gang.
I think that was such a good segue into how to like get them into Hollywood that even as a full grown adult was like, I watched the train happen and they were like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And they're like following him. And I was like, oh, this is cool. I wonder what like historical figure this is going to be, not realizing that like it was a movie. And then we literally crash into Hollywood. And I was like, okay,
yeah,
I'm on board.
Yeah, they did that. There was a few other references as well. They had the horse in motion, the dog running. We haven't talked much about the monsters, though.
I'm still pissed that this is a universal property and you have your own monsters and you didn't use them. Like they're sprinkled in here and there.
They are. So I will say that they have used Dracula before.
As like their bad boss or whatever.
Yeah, they were like going around looking for like who their next bosses, who is the most despicable person out there, and they find Dracula, and then they throw him like a surprise birthday party in the middle of the day, and they open up his coffin, and he's like, oh, no!
Oh, it's like a real quick thing, though.
Yeah, it's a really quick thing.
See?
It's very similar to like when the mummy shows up in this movie, and then if you saw in like the background of like the museum, you saw the creature from Black Lagoon.
Leaving my girl out, though. Didn't see her. Kept an eye out.
I'm guessing that they may have tried to like avoid trying to make it about like those monsters in particular, and just tried to like just do their own story.
But like the toy crossover would have been brilliant.
But the big bad monster, the Blob.
Yes. She had a name.
Irene.
Which
is ironic because it is full of eyes.
Yes,
Irene.
My favorite thing is like the movie started and they're gonna go for the monster, and I was like, it's not my monsters, it's fine. And then I was like, oh, it's gonna be Cthulhu. And like they go to summon it, and I was like, oh, that's fine. It's Dan's monster. I'm on board. Like I'm here for it. And then
it's just a little guy.
One of the names was like, oh, that makes my tentacles tingle. And I was like, that's kind of cute. And he was a bad guy.
Yeah. But I mean, he's still really cute. And it's still a lot of fun.
Super cute. And like, that's a fun toy for kids. And a good way to branch that. But I 100% was like, it's going to be Cthulhu. Nope.
No.
Every time I thought I knew what was going on, I was real wrong.
There was the robot.
The robot.
The robot.
Got it.
The robot.
Dort?
Yep. So Dort, do you know what that is referencing?
Big Iron Giant?
No.
Oh.
Think further back.
Rocketeer?
Further back. The movie came out in 1951.
Ah, way before my time.
It was remade with Keanu Reeves.
It was remade with Keanu Reeves and a robot?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Oh, I've never seen it.
Oh, anyway, so the robot that's in there references the robot Gort in The Day the Earth Stood Still. And if you look at them like side by side, like they have like the slit, they have like the one like light as like the eyeball that's going back and forth. Very similar to that.
Huh.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better because one of my biggest things is going to be like, I don't get the robot.
That's what the robot's there for. Where you're wondering like, is this guy for real? Is he just like dressing up this way?
Is that the plot of The Day the Earth Stood Still?
The robot was like their liaison, the robot that they could communicate to the aliens.
All right. Because you really had like two plots going on the whole time. You had the Irene plot and the Dort plot.
Mm-hmm.
It's chock full of references. Like there's Jaws, there's Debba, where I was like, that's them saying we're going to need a bigger boat.
Yes.
I will say, I always thought it was really, truly gibberish, and maybe it's because I knew the movie references enough. And I was like, this is one way to get around like copyright and to be like, hey.
Yeah.
Even though that's your own movie, so.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it also kind of falls under like parody law where you're allowed to you're not taking the exact thing. So like, even though you know exactly what it's referencing. So like there was the Modern Times reference. It was Charlie Chaplin where he like goes through the cogwheels and whatnot. The dun, 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 dun. Yeah, like you know exactly what that is. What I'm surprised they didn't do was the Duck Soup reference where they like do the mirror thing. But that's been done a million times.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty great. Every time I was like, well, this is just another movie reference. Like you have the minion drowning in Irene, I guess. But there's that shot of like the hand up and like sinking to the bottom of the ocean. And I was like, that's in every movie ever.
There's the very obvious like trip to the moon.
Yes.
Where the minion's face is also the moon. I don't know if you noticed there was the gardener scene. Like he kinks the hose and like sprays water in his face.
Yeah.
That is another short film that's called The Tables Turned on the Gardener.
Huh. They do enough of a generic reference as well where you're like, this encapsulates 15 different movies I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah. Like they go through their history, which is kind of nice. Like for kids, this is probably their first time ever seeing something like this. But also, I mean, we've been through that as well where we grew up watching Looney Tunes. We grew up watching The Simpsons. And there are so many references in like, especially like Looney Tunes, because their job is to like make fun of the studio that they're doing. So like Peter Lorre. If you see his face, you'd be like, oh, that guy. But he's referenced a lot. If you ever watch The Corpse Bride, they model the worm after him. So like there's always going to be references in there. And I know like The Simpsons, they are chock full, especially in their early years, watching and learning like movie history. I'm just like, oh, that's where that came from.
This felt like a very truncated yet wildly accurate quick education, because even when you think about like, oh, we went to the talkies and all the microphones drop in, and like, yes, it is a Singin' in the Rain sort of thing. The timing of you see the sister suffragettes and something in the buildings too that I was like, oh, I know exactly what era of time I'm in. When Irene does come in and start to destroy Los Angeles, I was like, I actually think this times out with the earthquake or whatever that did mess up the Hollywood sign.
Oh, I thought the Hollywood land sign was a real estate sign. The name of the real estate company was Hollywood Land.
It before we...
Yeah, but my understanding is that it was Hollywood Land. The sign became a staple of Los Angeles. It got bought, I believe, by the city of Hollywood, and then they just took off the land part to represent just Hollywood.
Broke.
I'll have to double check, but
Editor Dan will fact check us.
But like, yeah, it did show that yes, indeed, it used to be Hollywood Land.
Yes,
and they've taken away the land since, and now it just says Hollywood,
which was great because I think like that little tidbit is fun for kids to be like, did that actually happen?
Yeah. Editor Dan here. Turns out Podcast Dan was correct. The Hollywood sign used to be Hollywood Land. The sign was used to help sell real estate in that area. It was purchased by the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, and the land was removed in 1949. Later in 1978, the entire sign was replaced, but it still says Hollywood. As for Lexee's claim that it was destroyed by an earthquake, it is very possible that she was thinking of the movie Earthquake from 1974, in which the Hollywood sign and much of Los Angeles was destroyed in that film.
And I also loved the studio and like how gilded it sort of looked, because that's how it was then. Mm-hmm. And my favorite is like they walk through these like gorgeous gates and then it just says studio. Because that's never what they say. It's always like the biggest wording. It was very genius. Mm-hmm. What other references we got? I know there's more.
We do have the General on there, which is part of Buster Keaton, but that was also like the train. Ooh, so there's a movie from 1968 called The Party. It is a slapstick comedy, but the part of the movie that they reference is like, the party is like out of control, unhinged, which kind of shows like the parties that they were having. But the thing that they bring in, which this is an elephant.
Fantastic.
In that movie, it was a baby elephant. This one is a little larger. Oh, I guess it wasn't really Great Gatsby vibes, but like...
Oh, it 100% is Gatsby vibes. Like the arched windows, the design of the like where they have the party, some of the attire is very Gatsby feeling.
Mm-hmm. I do love that they explain how they get their outfits.
Yes.
That's fantastic. And there is one other reference. It was really early on when they were like showing the early years of the Minions. One of their first big bads is the Cyclops.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I guess you could think of as like the Odyssey as well, but like the Odyssey has inspired a lot of other films. And I know we talked about Ray Harryhausen and like his stop motion stuff. And one of the things that he did was a stop motion Cyclops for the seventh voyage of Sinbad.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed that they use multiple forms of animation, which I thought was really cool. Like there is the stop motion. They think they use stop motion a couple of times, but it's a little different feeling every time, as if it's referencing a different artist. I know that that's not on your list, but when they do go to get the monsters out of the ice, it feels very reminiscent of The Thing.
Yeah, which is also reminiscent of The Mountain of Madness.
Yes. That's why I was so excited. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, it's Cthulhu. And I was like, it's going to be Daddy Cthulhu? Mm-hmm. And then it was just like, I don't even remember their names, because I was just like, you're not the big bad. You're just this weird offshoot of the story that we're going to do.
But it also like their way to throw off the scent. They had like the cute bunny that like is evil and like destroys the wizard's palace or whatnot.
My biggest gripe is that for a children's movie, it felt long. And I was just like, oh, I would have cut the two other monsters. I like the bunny.
The bunny's great.
Also, I'm pretty sure, but that bunny looks a lot like the bunny from Secret Life of Pets.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I bet somewhere in the like VFX department, they have taken the model of said bunny from The Secret Life of Pets.
Because they're both Illumination.
Yeah. I was like, that is a reskinned bunny. Mm-hmm. I'm broken and dead inside, and this is the only reason I notice these things. But I like out loud was like, Secret Life of Pets. Whoops.
Yeah. I mean, it would make sense on brand. I mean, Toy Story did the same thing where they would like put in different references to different movies.
With a sim like that, you can reskin it in a way that only someone dead and broken inside is going to notice, not most audiences.
Yeah. I'm sure the kids may have noticed. Be like, oh, it's that bunny.
I don't think so. At least the kids in my audience didn't. They also were quite chatty. So I was like, look at you little reviewers.
As a film historian nerd, how do you feel about this movie? Do you think it's a good introduction to like get kids into old movies, or what do you think?
I don't know. I think it veers. I think it starts really strong. Like I was with it for the silent era. Like, oh, now we're in the talkies and they're getting fired and he's going to do his monster movie. And then it like veered really hard for me where I was like, I feel like we've lost the plot.
I think once they summoned the other two monsters, like they went into the ice and got the other two monsters, you can definitely feel it straying away from like what they were trying to do.
The love letter, started to flitter away for a while.
They were trying to bring it back, like the Jaws reference for a little bit, and then it's like it seems to go away. But like whenever you go back to the robot, I mean that's still
now that I know. But I was watching it and was like, I don't get the robot. I kept hoping that they were going to find their new big bad and it was going to be one of the crew members. Like, I was going to be like, the director was actually evil and we were going to stay with the director. Like, I wanted there to be almost a inter-industry commentary that didn't happen.
Almost thought that they were going to do like, are they going to follow a director who is just awful?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think they're going to do that. I mentioned all like the silent era, like slapstick ones. And one person that I know that they left out and I know they did it on purpose was Fatty Arbuckle.
Yeah.
And for good reason too. Like, you don't need kids to be like, what was that a reference to? Who's this guy? Oh no.
Yes. Yeah. I noticed when they were going through directors' names, there was also not a Woody. Yeah. So someone did care about making sure that there were historical examples to look to.
Mm-hmm. It seems like with the love letter to old Hollywood, it's like, yes, but they also have understood like, oh, this is also a kids movie. You gotta keep it pretty clean.
Yeah, let's not let these kids Google these names.
They can learn about it on their own much later if they are really gonna go down that route. But I think this is a good introduction, and like having the docent at the very beginning to be like, this is what Hollywood used to be. And there is George Lucas. And he's like, why am I in here?
Just George Lucas was so random to me.
It's
like,
so funny.
No one else. I was like, what? Mm-hmm. I saw this movie before, one, the Hollywood history, and two, you've been raving to me about Minions forever.
Mm-hmm. Because they are the most influential movie in the past decade.
I still disagree. I think that it was a good movie. I think if it would have stayed on the like love letter path, I would have liked it more. We've got to be missing like a reference or something.
Oh, there's definitely a ton out there, and I'm sure there's someone screaming,
"You guys are idiots!"
Mm-hmm. But like, that's the ones that we were able to catch or notice, or like the ones that we're able to like find. And I'm sure there's gonna be more. And I mean, because of that movie does now have like rewatchability.
Yes, I will say that like if I had children, of all of the ones I would watch, because I used to nanny and they used to listen to Minions in the car, which is part of the reason I don't need to watch Minions. Mm-hmm. But this one, I, as an adult, was like, oh, I would love to. Because I'm pretty sure there was also like an Independence Day reference and then like a Mars Attacks reference. Like there were so many references happening so fast that my brain couldn't combobulate all of them. Mm-hmm. So for that reason, do I think I've been converted to a Minions fan? Absolutely not. Banana.
The question is like, because children will watch a movie over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. Would this be a movie if you had children? Would you allow them to like keep on watching it where like you're not going to get sick of it?
I mean,
you would.
Parents are going to get sick of it regardless.
No matter what. But like, is this one like less insufferable than other type of media out there?
I think it would wear out after I felt like I had gotten all the references. I get why people like Minions. Like there was a dad with his son and it was very sweet. And you could like, I was like, I don't know who likes this movie more. I was really watching the audience watch this movie. Mm-hmm. I want to get to that level of joy that they're having. And I was like, I'm dead and broken inside.
Or you did talk about before in like other episodes that like we want to bring back the movies where both the parents and the kids are able to enjoy it. And I think this hits a certain sweet spot.
Absolutely one of them in a way that I didn't see coming. Like I really sat down begrudgingly and was like, I don't want to watch the movie. And I left being like, okay, I still don't love this franchise. I understand it. It was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Overall, I thought it was a good movie. I think it's going to get kids interested into old Hollywood.
I hope so.
And in a way, it also kind of gets them interested in like filmmaking, storytelling in like many different forms, because it showed like right in the beginning, I forget the Minion's name, to be like, I have a story inside me that I need to tell. I think it was James. Yeah. For him to like have that passion. And we've had that as kids. And a lot of people have that now where it's like, we have a story we need to tell in some way, shape, or form. I like that. And filmmaking is just one of those aspects of doing so. But it showed like in the very beginning, it's like, oh, there's pictures, like being able to just draw the story and like share that with everyone else.
I liked that it also gives them their first peek into how a movie is made. We go through, yes, the Minions like going into Hollywood and having that whole sort of thing. But the part that I really liked was them getting the storyboards. He like stays up all night. Everyone who has ever written a movie has had that moment of like, I have to write this down right now. Mm-hmm. I liked that it wasn't so linear. Like you'd see him rip out a sheet and then throw a sheet away and then made the whole book and then went to like a little pitch meeting at what I can only presume was the Hollywood canteen reference.
Yep.
But then he had to make a movie, and then he won a banana Oscar.
Banana. Oh, the banana Oscar is great. Definitely recommend the movie. Go and check it out.
I take your kids to see it and have a discussion with them about why movies are important. Did they enjoy their cinematic experience? That does feel like a very togetherness little thing. Like, I watched kids walk out that did not know each other and they'd be like, banana, blah, 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 and like talk to each other. And I was like, okay.
But also, it'd be fun to just show the kids, be like, hey, this is what it references. To be like, show them the horse.
Yeah. Show your kids Jaws.
Yeah, show them Jaws. But like to be able to sit down and be like, this is where film started. This movie was a great representation of film history.
Like those are little filmmakers sitting in those seats. Hopefully. What's your recommendation for this week?
Oh, we're doing that?
Real quick. If you don't have one, I do. Which is
go,
why
you go first.
Oh God, I'm going to butcher the title. It's The Sex Lives of something at Camp Miasma. So fun story. I went to Universal City Walk to see Minions. And the plan was, because I had been sick all week, I was like, I'm going to have a day out. I'm going to go see Minions, and then I'm going to go see Camp Miasma. A little something for work, a little something for me. Turns out Universal not playing the movie, even though they have a massive poster for it in the lobby. But it stars my girl Hannah Einbinder and Gillian Anderson. Seems like a fun movie that you should not take your children to.
No. I don't know how much this needs. Like, I finally watched Obsessions. Obsession. Really like it.
Obsessions is my grandmother's favorite perfume.
Oh. Watch Obsession. It's great. I don't know how much more I can say that has already been said about it. Everyone's watched it. So you can find us on the socials. We are at Development Purgatory. Unless it's Blue Sky, then it's at Dev Purgatory. There, we're going to be putting up a lot of stuff. Probably a lot of Minions related stuff. I'm probably going to do, if I can, maybe like side-by-side comparisons of just like, this is what the Minions did and this is what they're referencing.
Oh, that's really fun.
Yeah, so it'll be a lot of fun. Check it out. You can support this podcast in many different ways. You can rate and review the podcast. I guess on some platforms you can follow us as well, which I don't understand what the difference is between following and subscribing. I guess it's kind of both the same way, but regardless, it does help out. I know reviews definitely help out. Ratings definitely help out when it comes to like finding the podcast, because then it's recommended to other people. So definitely do that. You can also directly help out this podcast by going to the Patreon for just $5 a month. You can get all of the episodes, including the episodes with David, all ad free. So you don't have to listen to someone tell you about the psychology of when you were in your teens or something like that.
You can also comment. And on this one in particular, I think it'd be fun for you to tell us what movie references we missed that you caught.
Oh, yeah. You can tell us that through our socials, or you can tell us via email, developmentpurgatory@gmail.com, where we will also get recommendations, because actually most of the episodes, if not all the episodes now, are basically just recommendations. We have a whole list of recommendations, and whatever we find fun to go through, we're going to put that episode together.
Make a movie with your kids.
Go make a movie. Go see the Minions. Go draw some pictures. Go make some art. Filmmaking is so cheap.
Okay, bye.
Bye.